This is week 14, and my word for this week is notebooks. Now, notebooks are something that I'm really passionate about, but they actually aren't something I think I've talked about in my videos before. And so today I'm going to talk to you about some of the notebooks that I'm using right now, why I enjoy them, and just kind of give myself an outlet to fangirl about something that I really enjoy, which is handwriting and being able to capture those memories and ideas in notebooks themselves. So in fall term, I used a 3-subject spiral bound notebook that was blue, but for winter term I'm using one that's pink because I thought that something brighter during the darker and grayer months would be a little bit better. But it's a standard 3-subject notebook. What I like best about it is the lines are a little bit bigger, which is good for me because I write bigger and I just write a lot, and so it's nicer for me to have those bigger lines and bigger margins as well. The nice thing too is it's spiral bound, and that means that I can flip it over and not worry about breaking the spine on a notebook itself. Additionally, Mead is just kind of my favorite notebook brand versus Moleskine being my favorite kind of journal brand. So that's kind of the subject notebooks that I get if they're just single as well. So for example, this one is what I write my ideas for vlogging in, and just kind of like quick to-do lists if I'm not using post-it notes, because it was an old one that I had that I'd reused before, and it's nice to be able to just jot things down. For my classes this term, as I mentioned in my video last week, I needed to record moments of observation for my English class this term, and that required getting a mini notebook solely for this class. And I didn't want it to be a notebook or a journal in the general sense of it being something like that spiral bound one that I would use that's very big and bulky. They wanted it to be something small and convenient. And if I'd had the chance, I would have gone and gotten a smaller Moleskine, but this one from Office Depot was the cheapest thing I could find that was convenient and that would be able to put in my bag. So as I wrote in silver Sharpie, it's my observation journal. It's what I use for my English class when I'm out and about and I find things that are interesting and I want to write about later. I record them in this, and it's small enough that it's convenient, but hopefully I don't lose it. I have 2 more notebooks that I use on a kind of day-to-day or week-by-week basis, and the next one is the one that I use for Sarva, and that's for my internship that I just like to record information in when we're doing trainings that I find that are interesting, or just notes when we're doing our intern and staff meetings as well. And it's green, and it's another 5-star notebook, surprise, surprise. Green is not actually my favorite color. I think I've mentioned my favorite colors many times in my videos before, but the benefit for using green is organizationally I use colored pens in that notebook itself, in my planner as well, and then I color coordinate the type of post-it notes I use for that subject as well. And it's a lot of color coordinating and it's a lot of organizing, which may not be the best for most people, and I totally understand that, but the color coordination of it and the organization of it makes me really happy. So that is how I continue it. And I use binder covers for all of my binders on the front and the back because, again, personalization, and I really enjoy making collages. So this is the one for my Sarva binder that I made at the beginning of the year, and it's pretty awesome, and I love it. The last journal and the only actual journal that I use on a day-to-day basis is actually my New Year's resolution and goal journal for 2014. So this year I'm trying to actually commit myself to making those goals, and what I do with this kind of big bulky journal, I keep it in my room and I write reflections in it every night. As I mentioned last week, I am doing 2 goals every month, and so at the beginning of each reflection, I write down which goal I focused on that day and just general things about how my day went. So it's beneficial mentally to be able to release those things in a positive way and be able to record them for reference later, but it's also really beneficial for just increasing my overall health because this gives me an outlet to actually write down and record the symptoms that I'm feeling on a day-to-day basis, and without something like this to remind me of it. I'm really poor at remembering symptoms and just how they fluctuated on a day-to-day basis. So it's really nice to just feel like I'm doing more for my personal health and benefiting it by recording things. So those are all the notebooks and journals that I'm using currently during this couple winter months of 2014. I don't really know what sprang the idea to make this video, but it's something that I really enjoy talking about because writing by hand is something that I do really enjoy. It's very therapeutic for me. I prefer it than a blank document typing. Something about it just ignites my creativity that way. And I just personally like writing even though I type faster. And I will talk to you all next week. All right, bye.